back. Another week, another show. It's Geekonomics here with you, checking in and making sure everything's okay with you and yours. It's been a week.
It has. A very long week.
Brian's been in a bunker, crying into his emotional life pillow.
Yes, pretty much. It's my first day out in the real world.
Yes.
And our producer just was like, hey, want to hear all some bad news? Blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh my God.
And he's wearing a very blue sweatshirt today. So he's like the bad news blueberry, I call him.
The bad news blueberry.
Yeah. See, there he is. The bad news blueberry, everybody. No longer the producer.
I
He's
feel
now
like
the
I
bad news
have.
blueberry.
I feel like I just ate Costco pizza after the conversation I had with Josh.
It's like the last week and a half you've been eating Costco pizza.
The whole country just had it.
Yeah, had a Costco pizza with one whole pizza with one lactoid.
Yep. And now we're going to see what happens for the next 4 years.
Now we're going to F around and find out.
We're going to see what happens for 4 years. Let's move on from that.
Yes.
We got some big events happening in the coming weeks.
There's a lot going on.
The first big event.
First thing this Saturday at the house that Pierogies built, the Polish home in Enfield, Connecticut. Blitzkrieg Pro's Black Number 1. It's going to be a full show, as Brian would say. Tons of good matches.
Yes.
This Saturday, doors at 6 p.m., bell at 7 p.m. You have matches like TNA Knockout champion Masha Slamovich up against Sammy Diaz. Also announced the Shook Crew, Bobby Orlando and Bryce Donovan, who recently just signed a WWE ID contract. Bryce Donovan.
Ooh.
Up against the Savage Nomies, the newly married Bear Bronson from AEW and Gabby Forza. Yeah, I can't read my own handwriting. And then the also meet and greets with the Tonga Kid and Jimmy Valiant, wrestling legends.
Yes.
Becca will be there and more. Also possibly a qualifying match for the Tim Jensen Scramble Championship. But the big match, Brian.
Yeah. Give it to me.
Big match.
Yeah.
For the Bedlam Championship.
Yeah.
Your champion, CPA, up against Donovan Dijak.
Donovan Dijak.
Yes.
That's his first name, Donovan?
Donovan, yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's a good name.
Yeah. I think that's what he used to go by, Donovan Dijak. I don't know if he's still going by that or just going by Dijak.
What's his saying?
Feast your eyes.
Feast your eyes.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Feast your eyes.
Yeah, the last...
And he picks a guy up and drops him on his face.
I mean, comparatively, he is a monster to a lot of these guys.
Yes, yeah, for sure. Yeah. He's like 6'7".
Oh, my God. You walk in, you know it's him right away. It's going to be...
Well, yeah, because he's taller than everybody else, so you can see him.
It's going to be a good match.
It's going to be a good match.
Will CPA hold on to his belt? This is the question I need answers to, because if he were to, that would be big.
Yes.
But at the same time...
It's a big challenge. It's a big challenge.
The way I look at it, I think if it goes the other way, it'd still be a pretty big pop.
Yeah, for sure.
Right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like the audience would eat it up no
like
matter what happens.
The underdog and the monster. It's like a...
Yeah.
You're not really sure how you want to go.
Hey, Mark.
Yeah.
Mark, did Dijak also go by Dominic Dijak as
Dominic Dijakovic.
Yeah,
in,
NXT. Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Yes.
Interesting.
Yes.
So yeah, that should be really good. So you, me, my brother, and Matt C. Ryan.
Matt C. Ryan. C stands for comics.
Or in this case, champion.
Ooh,
yes.
Yeah. There you go. Good one.
We're going.
Yes.
And our producer has to do hockey.
He has to be at hockey, so he will not be attending.
I have to work.
He has to work and stuff.
Yeah.
But front row tickets are sold out. Second row tickets are close to sell out, I believe.
Ooh. Matt Camel Clutch.
Yeah, the Camel Clutch. That's what we can call him. Camel Clutch, Ryan. General admission tickets are only $25, and they're available. Either get them online by going to blitzkriegpro.net, or you can pick them up at the door if they're still available. But it's a time.
It is.
Like, these are only the matches that are announced, but there'll be more matches that are just happen.
Yeah.
So it's a fun-filled night. BYOB. If you do bring the B, and it's not, if it's alcoholic, you have to make sure you bring your ID as well, so that way they can give you a wristband to make sure you're good to go.
Right.
But they'll have delicious food.
Yeah, the food
available.
there was really good last time.
The food's amazing.
Yeah. Was good.
It's a Polish barbecue
Yeah.
situation.
Yeah.
So there's that going on.
So I have a funny story.
Okay.
So I'm getting ready for the Manchester show.
Yes.
I'm going to say this real quick. I say this to my wife. I said,
I says to my wife.
Saturday, I got to get everything ready because I have wrestling Saturday night.
Yeah.
And with her quick wit, she says, I didn't know you were wrestling Saturday night. And I says back with my quick wit, yes, I am a secret wrestler. You didn't know? And then with her quick wit, she responded with, what is your name? Bryon the Bathroom Destroyer? And then I said, yes, I have a inflatable toilet, and
Bring it to the ring.
I give it the People's Plunger. So I am secretly a
I, on the other
wrestler.
hand, got the, hey, did you forget it's your brother-in-law's birthday party Saturday night?
Oh, no.
And I was like, oh, yes, I did. And so I texted my sister-in-law this morning, and she's like, all right, no problem. Let's move it to Sunday. It's just like we're just getting like a small group together.
Oh, okay.
I'm like, all right, cool.
So that means you're not going to be going on Sunday.
No, probably not.
Manchester.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, Matt didn't say he needed help or anything, so
Okay.
especially since next Sunday is the big show. So
Yes.
I need to pace myself with the disappearances.
Hey, speaking of wrestling, the
Yes.
Wolfpack is doing a luchador night.
What?
Ooh, what's
Yeah.
this?
You get a luchador mask? A Wolfpack
They're
luchador
raffling
mask?
off a luchador mask, and they're giving away Wolfpack hockey scarves, like
Ooh.
soccer scarves,
Yeah.
but the hockey style.
Is that this
Oh.
weekend?
No, I think that's next weekend.
Oh.
This weekend is military appreciation and something else.
In honor of Veterans Day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, then they also
Technically, it
doing
should have been last
they-
weekend, but they were away. So.
Yeah, they're away, but they're also doing a Harry Potter night, and they're giving away wands.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Cool.
So,
Let's
yeah,
do a
this
Star
is-
Wars night down the road.
Yeah, that's another one coming
Yeah.
up. But I know for military appreciation night, they're giving away new camo hats.
Nice.
Nice. Man. Giveaways are getting hot.
Yay.
Wolfpack.
Gotta get those people in the seats.
I know.
Gotta give them stuff so they'll come get stuff. That works.
Anyway,
There's more stuff going on, Brian. What else we got going on?
the following day, November 17th,
Yes.
we have the Manchester Comic and Toy Show going from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Correct.
It's at 1090 Main Street in Manchester, Connecticut, which is the Army Navy Club. You're going to have some guys from the Mortal Kombat video games.
Yeah.
And Matt C. Ryan.
C stands for comics.
You got it. So Matt C. Ryan's going to be everywhere this
He's
weekend.
gonna be everywhere this weekend. You can see him for free on Saturday night,
Yeah.
and then on Sunday you also see him for free technically, but you have to pay to get in.
Right. Yeah. Right.
This way, you have to pay to get in both places, but he's not working on Saturday night
It's true.
unless he decides to, because he does that sometimes. He just brings his stuff and draws.
He's just going to start drawing.
He might.
Who
knows?
Who knows? Then the following weekend, November 24th, we have CliffsCon. This is the big one at the hotel.
Yes, the show,
Bristol,
the hotel show.
Connecticut. 42 Century Drive. This is going to go from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. This is another big one. There's going to be a costume contest as well, I believe, and there's going to be a cash prize.
Yeah.
The Manchester show, cosplay contests with cash prize. Both of them. I think if you want to dress up for both, come on
if
down.
you had your Halloween costume and you're like, man, I got this Halloween costume. I put all this money into it, and I only wear it once.
Right. Come
Well,
on down.
now's your
man.
chance. That's what cosplaying is for. It's basically Halloween all year round.
Yeah. And you could win something.
You could.
So both shows back to back, baby. It's going to be great.
It's going to be something.
Also, real quick, I acquired a bunch of new stuff. I say this every show.
You do say it. You buy a lot of stuff.
I acquired a lot of 1980s Transformers.
Ooh.
And
I might need to look through those before you put them out.
I will be selling said Transformers.
Yes.
I also acquired a lot of video games, which I will be selling a small portion of video games.
Yeah.
I have to figure out how to lay this all out on the one table I have, but I'll figure it out.
Oh, we'll figure it out.
I will have
Yeah.
tons of D&D from 2nd and 3rd edition manuals.
Is the wife going with you for both shows?
Yes.
Nice.
So I'll have new stuff for the Manchester show, and then I'll have even more stuff for CliffsCon.
Yeah.
So yeah, I got a lot of new stuff.
Yeah.
Going to be good.
Cool. Plus all the other awesome stuff you have as well.
Yeah, we have tons of pins, which do very well.
Trinkets and other
Trinkets
things.
and the stickers always do great.
Knickknacks and thingamabobs.
Yeah. It's good to stand out because you're in a sea of a lot of the same.
Yeah.
I hate to say it. You got to think of something different to sell.
You got to,
Stand
curb
out-
appeal.
Stand out from the crowd.
Yeah.
So that's it. Mark, we had our big D&D.
We did. We had a big D&D session on Saturday.
Yeah.
Yeah. Minus the Hutzel.
I saw the pictures from
Who
Rocky.
was possibly getting forklift training.
Who knows?
Still haven't found out if he actually got forklift training or not.
I don't know.
I'm curious. I want to know.
But anyway, it was a good session. And
It was a session.
near the end, I was running out of steam. My character just kept dying. We were all in a pinch.
Yes.
I literally closed my eyes. I think you hit me, Brian, it's your turn.
Yeah.
And I pulled like an Ultimate Warrior.
Yes.
And I came back and I
like,
destroyed. Yeah, I was like, we got to finish this.
We got to get out of here. I've had enough. Enough is enough, but I'm not taking it
I
anymore.
rolled so good this last roll. Mike Dumont, no joke, says, Brian, it took you 3 years. And also, you know what you're doing.
It all clicked at once. That one
Enough
magic
is
moment.
enough, and it's time for a change.
It was like
Yeah.
a magical moment for me.
It was. It was crazy.
It's just we had to end it. I honestly tell you, I don't know how you guys do it, but on Sunday I feel like I'm hungover and I don't.
Well, I
drink.
just don't do anything.
I didn't do anything on Sunday either,
Yeah.
but I just felt so tired. And
I just
out
sit
of
and
it.
watch football all day
Well,
and take a nap like midway through the day.
I had things I had to get done, so
So I'm an old man. I take naps.
I did slightly take a nap, but I still wake up early. I still had to get.
I do not.
I had to go through all my Transformers stuff. Like there was a lot to get done. And it's still not done.
what a tough life you live.
Dude, research.
I had to go through my Transformers.
I know.
I was just about to say, oh, my life is so horrible. I
My
got to
life.
play with
Oh,
toys.
my life. I played D&D on Saturday, and then I played organizing my
played-
I
Transformers.
wasn't
organized-
playing with them. I was going like pricing them. It takes a
I
long
played
time.
D&D with
Organizing.
my friends, and then I played with toys.
I know. Then I go and I organize my toys.
It takes a long time.
It's
to
a
go
lot of
through.
work.
It is a lot
Yeah,
of work.
Mark knows that when he has to organize his Legos.
Yeah.
Yes.
You should have seen it the time we had to move stuff because he brought stuff in for his
yeah.
shelf here,
I have
and
two-
him just going,
It's like I have two sitting at home that I got for my birthday that I still haven't built yet. And I'm like debating on when to build them because I know I have to then bring them here and I have to like find a place for them.
Right.
But then there's also another set that I want that I know would go with those two sets.
Yeah.
So it's like, well, then I have to like rearrange everything to make it into a display. So
Hard
it's like,
life for
it's,
you,
It's a
buddy.
lot of work.
It's a lot of work.
It's not as easy as it looks.
It's
you know?
not. It's
You
not.
can't just. That doesn't happen overnight, you know.
I wish all the stuff I get could just be magically priced, and you have to go through
It
everything.
could be. You just have to hire somebody to do that for you.
I don't have that money for that.
No, I'm just saying that's the solution to that. Is
Anyway,
hiring or having an assistant that takes care of that for you.
it is a lot, no joke. On Sunday, I started the process yesterday. I went through another 3 hours. I'm still not finished. I am going to just finish it up maybe tomorrow.
It's also like it depends upon like
a
with
lot.
older Transformers. I know there's a lot of them,
Yes.
and if you don't have like any of the documentation of each person, trying to figure out who they are is another experience.
So now the biggest thing is I can take a photo of it and look it up easily.
Yeah.
But finding out which weapons go to it,
Yes.
that's a
the
part.
thing, yeah.
Also, finding out how much the worth is.
Yeah.
But on top of that, finding out how much what people are willing to pay.
Yeah.
And then deciding on a good price.
Yeah, because it might say like it's like a $25, just an example. I'm not saying that's
Yeah,
what it is,
yeah,
but
yeah.
like if you have a $25, it says, you know, oh, this is worth $25.
Yeah.
But you go onto a thing and people only pay like $12 for it on average.
Exactly.
It's like you don't want to price it at
Right. I want to
$25.
price these to sell,
price to move.
price to move, but I also don't
So then you
want
have to end up pricing it for like $10. So then like you make back what you paid for it.
Yeah,
and
I don't
then-
want to jip myself, but
Yeah.
at the same time, it's a lot of work because I'm going through each one. I have to make sure everything's with it.
Yeah.
Then I'm bagging everyone, putting a
Yeah.
price on it.
Yeah. And
It
you
is a
know
lot of
like
work.
and you know how much you paid for the
Yeah.
amount that you paid for all of them.
Right.
So you want to make that back.
Yes.
And then you also want to make money back
profit.
on top of that.
Because then what's the point? Might as well just keep it at that point if you're not going to make a profit.
Exactly.
So anyway, let's move on. We had D&D.
Well, there's also some times where you just need to take the hit and just get rid of it.
Well, that's what you did with your Hot
Well,
Wheels.
yeah. I mean, that wasn't really that big of a hit, but still, it's just sometimes it's like if it ain't moving, you got to get rid of it.
Yeah.
Let it be someone else's problem.
So D&D
and then,
was
and
awesome.
then you also don't want to bring it home again.
Exactly.
To bring to something else, so
it
you
was
don't want to.
Quite the experience that night when I brought home the empty tub, and Claire's like, "What happened to all this stuff you left with?" She's like, "You sold everything?" I'm like, "Yeah, I sold it to somebody." And she's like, "Oh my gosh, does he want all the rest of them?" I was like, "Hold on, let's not get crazy. I still have to go through them all."
Yeah. Anyway, D&D was fun.
D&D was a good time.
I'm glad you were back, Mark.
Yeah.
It's weird when we're missing one person, though. It does move quicker. Like, I know if I'm not there, I'm sure it moves quicker. When you weren't there, it just moves quicker. Hutzel wasn't there, it moves quicker because there's less people.
Yeah, to go around
the circle.
Yeah.
But we did miss Hutzel because we kind of needed his character.
It was also more of an action-packed session. There's a more...
Are you kidding me?
Except for the first 2 hours
the
of it.
first 5 hours was just talking.
Well, even there was one part, like there's one part in the session where there's a dream sequence.
That was good. I like
that. The rest of the team has to go through.
Yeah.
But Mike and I weren't a part of that dream sequence.
No.
So we had to like just sit there. So I was literally texting Claire. I'm like, I've literally been sitting here for half an hour, not doing anything. And I'm kind of getting annoyed. I kind of want this to be over with.
It was part of the story.
No, I know, but it was like, I was like, could these guys just figure this out already? It's like, what is taking so long? This isn't that difficult to figure out.
Anyway, it was a lot of fun. That was fun. I like the way John's been doing the DM, and it's been great. Right?
Yeah, he brought his light bulbs.
I liked that. That was cool.
A little ambiance to the situation.
I honestly liked it when it was dark in there, and there was a little light.
Well, then you fall asleep. That's
when you put the lights on. I was like, oh my eyes, but I can't
just like that.
Oh my eyes.
Oh my eyes.
Anyway,
I'm a 40s actor. Oh my eyes.
Today's episode, we're gonna go over the 2 new trailers for Thunderbolts Captain America: Brave New World.
Yes.
Those are the 2 big things.
Yes, from the D23 Brazil.
Ooh. I have not watched them. I waited for today.
I mean, I've seen them both multiple times.
I figured you have.
Yeah.
You can't wait.
Well, no. I mean, if it's like something like that.
I was like, I'm going to wait for the podcast.
I figured you would watch them ahead of time. So
no. First reactions today.
All right. Well, there you go. We also got a What If trailer as well. I know you don't watch it, so I watched it, but
yeah,
I know you don't watch that.
I watched the first season. It's fun. Yeah. But I don't know. Kind of.
They're looping in the X-Men into this one.
Oh, well, I figured as much. Yeah. Now that they can.
Yeah. So.
I am up to date on wrestling. I watched Raw. I like how they're forming their version of the Avengers right now.
Yes.
Which is a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah.
They got Jey Uso in. Now they're trying to recruit Sammy. And now they got Sami Zayn's already in. Now they're trying to recruit Seth Rollins. I think this is great.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's a really fun. I think Monday Night Raw was really good. For the most part, I think they're going in a better direction with them going against the new bloodline and recruiting people. It is sort of Avengers-like.
Yeah.
And
it's that time of year.
Yeah. They're getting ready for Survivor Series.
Because it stressed me out that it's moving. But yeah. Yeah, it's that time of year. Survivor Series time is when they do the Avengers builds.
Yeah, this is great.
You build your teams.
Yeah, I like it.
So
even the women's are getting into it.
Each guy.
And we have a new belt on the women's division.
Yeah.
The USA Championship women's belt.
US Championship, which will be on SmackDown. I'm assuming on Raw. They'll probably wait until Netflix to announce theirs or something.
I don't know.
I'm assuming it'd either be the Women's Intercontinental Championship. There's also been rumors that it's going to be called the Netflix Championship. So
I don't like that. I don't like the Netflix Championship. It's so lame.
Yeah.
But that's
it's
exciting.
on Raw, so that's why the shtick of it would be. But
I do like it. It's getting good. I know, unfortunately, Monday Night Raw or some of these have been pre-taped
Yes.
And there were some leaks about what's going to happen next week. Next week was already filmed, I think.
No, I think it was after match situation.
Oh.
Like they did like those go home like matches they have at the end of the night where they like have like the face wrestle somebody.
Okay.
Like a big face.
Yeah, I thought I saw something.
Does Brian know that though? Because Brian's never been to a Raw show, right?
I've never been, but I know they do.
After live TV tapings.
I know
at
they
the end
do
of the
things.
show,
Okay, I just want to make sure.
Like the big, like one of the big faces will have a match, or they'll have like if Damian Priest had ended the night, they would have had like a Damian Priest Seth Rollins match up against two bad guys.
Yeah.
To kind of like send everyone home happy, kind of thing.
Speaking of Damian Priest and Gunther, which I'm actually looking forward to that match. I think those two.
Is there any match you're not looking forward to? That's more the question we should be asking.
Let me get back to you on that. But that I like.
Yeah. What does Brian not want to
What
see?
does Brian not enjoy?
I realize that
that's the stuff we want to start finding out.
Gunther does not have a good poker face. He is constantly smirking.
Yes.
He can't hold it back.
Well, that's because he's German.
It's not even because of that. It's because he doesn't have a good poker face. I'm watching.
It's the Europeans.
Him and Damian Priest go back and forth. Damian Priest is giving it to him.
Yeah.
They cut to Gunther's face not once but twice.
He's like got the little weird.
No, he's saying his lines.
Yeah.
He's saying Damian Priest. Like when you have two actors and one actor knows both lines so well, they're literally saying the lines.
Oh, they have to say it so that way they remember theirs.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you'll see like someone off going like this. Like if you're talking and they're like,
yeah,
and you're like, oh, they're like,
yeah.
Gunther is literally lipping what Damian Priest is saying to him, and I'm like, oh my God, he is so either he's really nervous tonight,
he's nervous,
or he's off his
game. I think
game.
it was just one of those weird things.
But he's like this. He's like,
because I
he's
think
literally
it was also
lipping
for the first time.
with
They're
him.
not having him be his like stoic, badass
Well,
character.
isn't that also? I thought that was also the reason why he had the other guys with him.
Well,
that's why
Kaiser came out.
That's why he has Kaiser Soze with him.
Yeah.
Kaiser
Soze.
That's what I call. Here comes Kaiser Soze.
That's what I call Carlito.
Here
Carlito's
comes Kaiser roll.
Anyway, I thought it's funny.
Here comes a fresh Kaiser roll.
It's funny. It's been
That's
good.
what I think his finisher should be. The Kaiser roll.
The Kaiser roll. Brian the Bathroom Destroyer.
Brian the Bathroom Destroyer.
I have the People's Plunger.
Yes.
And then I have the Full Moon.
That's a good one.
The Half Moon.
Yeah.
And then the what would be another good one?
New Moon.
Lactose intolerance.
New Moon.
That should be like your.
He's gonna give the Costco pizza.
He's getting the lactose intolerance.
Yeah, if you're gonna follow that, just call it the New Moon.
It's like
the New Moon.
Like firemen carry a guy and like drop him.
Yeah.
Lactose intolerance.
Lactose intolerance. Oh my God.
That's his lactose intolerance maneuver. It's all over.
Like Nia Jax lands on them with her butt.
Yes.
I would do something similar.
Yes.
It would be called the I don't know. It would be the lactose intolerance.
The lactose intolerance,
maybe. Anyway, enough about that. Anyway, I've been liking it. I like this Avenger building.
Then they did the
going into
Dom and Finn.
Finn's now. There's a little tension going
tension
on
there. A little tension in the ranks of the Judgment Day.
Yeah.
I like starting to separate the things a little bit.
Yep, and I like how Tiffany Stratton and everybody they're all They're all getting mixed in.
Yeah.
I'm wondering because she still hasn't cashed in. Would there be a big switcheroo where she cashes in on who has the belt?
Liv.
No, not Liv, but who's got the other? Oh, Nia.
Nia.
There was talk that Nia was like, you should cash in on
She's
Liv.
going to cash in on Nia. It's going to happen.
You think so?
Yeah.
I don't know. The way things are happening with all them. And then The Miz, that stuff's kind of...
The Miz,
the
fake turning on the
Final Testament. That was
trying to
good.
make the Final Testament relevant.
I have to say, when the Wyatt Six had The Miz...
Final relevance.
That was one of the best little videos they've done.
Yes, yeah.
There was a great meme where it showed like the Miz and all that.
Scorsese
and at the end, Martin Scorsese, cinema. Cinema.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, It is some
Yeah.
of the best stuff, especially
Yeah.
at the end when he came up right behind him. It was like
Yeah.
a horror movie.
Yeah, exactly.
And the fans' reaction to that was really cool.
Yeah.
It was really good.
Yeah, so it's interesting. They're like setting them up to also do a possible War Games match, I'm thinking.
They gotta be on a PLE.
Yeah.
I don't know
so
what they're waiting for.
Because that'll be like the Bloodline one is kind of like the SmackDown
Yeah.
War Games match. So I'm assuming this will be the Raw like War Games match kind
Then
of.
you have the girls.
Then the girls one would be like the combo platter
Yeah.
of both. But I think that the rumor is Cody would be the last guy on Team OG Bloodline.
Probably.
But I'd prefer Seth, but that's here or
Well,
there.
they're going for Seth.
Yeah, so who knows? But I think it might be Seth Bronson in a thing or whatever.
Right.
But, because that could be the thing where they could combine Bronson onto New Bloodline, Seth onto Old Bloodline, connect those stories together. But no, back to the Final Testament thing. I think a fifth member for the Wyatts, because it's the four guys. Four guys?
Girl and 3 guys, right?
No, 4 guys. Dexter, Loomis, Joe Gacy, Rowan,
And Uncle
Uncle
Howdy.
Howdy.
Oh, okay. And
So
then you
your
have the
fifth one
girls.
is right now is what's her face, Nikki.
Yeah.
But I think the fifth guy, because they wouldn't do a intergender
Yes.
situation. I think their thought process, I think, would be to bring Braun back and have him join up with the Wyatts
Interesting.
because he's ready to come back.
That
And
would.
then that would mean
yeah,
that they
that's
would
true.
have to get a fifth for the Final Testament side.
It could be the.
But then that
Miz.
would be the other thought of putting Bronson Reed with the Final Testament folks.
It would be great to see the White Six on a PLE. I just gotta say.
Yeah.
I mean, what are they waiting for? It's been a while.
Yeah, it's
And this is the first
the
time.
whole thing with Braun getting hurt derailed their plans for the Wyatts because there was supposed to be a storyline with Braun and the Wyatts,
Yeah.
but then he got hurt.
Yeah.
So that kind of threw their plans off for them. So they kind of then went with this Miz Final Testament situation,
Yeah.
which I think is great because it's actually making people interested to see the Final Testament, which never happens.
Right.
'Cause they're probably the most uninteresting team in WWE right now.
They've actually this has elevated them definitely because they are just as exciting as Pure Fusion Collective.
Oh my gosh.
Like
And my favorite came back, Dakota Guy. So
yes. Yeah.
Dakota Guy.
Yeah, some great stuff's happening right now. We're firing on all cylinders, baby.
We're getting there. People coming back healthy. We're getting people back. Sooner or later, CM Punk will be back, and then Drew will come back, hopefully, after his
Right.
family stuff's all taken care of.
Yeah, they got to take some time off.
Yeah.
They've had
I know
to.
his wife has been sick or had something, and I know his mom, I think, passed away.
Oh, I had no idea.
She'd been sick for a while.
Well, I'm sure they need
So.
some rest after their
Yes.
cage match.
Yes, after their intense storyline
Intensity.
over friendship bracelets.
Hey. All right.
Sponsored by Taylor Swift.
You know it, baby. All right.
CM
So
Punk and Drew McIntyre.
we are moving on. We got to watch. Anything else, Mark? Anything you got to talk about? We'll jump into the Thunderbolts trailer.
Well, like, we didn't get into what we did this past week, really, what we watched or anything.
I pretty much laid it out for
yeah.
you, but you give it to me, baby.
I finished last night my rewatch, my quad annual rewatch of West Wing,
Yeah.
all 7 seasons.
Jeez.
It was really good. It was interesting to look up the show since it happened 25 years ago. Like what happened to the show? Like, why did it go away? And it was kind of like, it kind of
Well,
just,
7 seasons is a long time.
well, like, I guess the interest started to wane
Mm-hmm.
as political things happened after 9/11. Like, because the last season was 2016. So that would have been,
Well, 9/11 happened way before that.
no, I know, but I'm saying, but like, that would have
2001.
been President Bush would have been in office that whole time.
No, Obama was in office. in
Obama came in office in 2016, correct? Yeah, because 2020.
Obama was in office for 4 years.
8 years.
8 years. Oh my God. Let's not talk about this. I don't know. My math isn't math.
Yeah. So Obama would have been in office in
2009 to 2017.
Okay.
There
So
you
that's
go.
fine.
There you go.
So the thought process was that, yeah. So I think the thought process was that the interest in the show waned because Obama was in office and everything was
Quiet?
quiet. So there was no real interest in political stuff.
Mm.
Because it started, when did it start? 2009, you said? Josh?
Obama was 2009 to 2017.
What year did
That's what I'm checking
West
now.
Wing? I think it started in 2008. If I remember correctly. Because that would make sense if it was 7 years.
It started in 1999.
Mark, way off. Mark
Ended
is-
in 2006.
Oh my God.
2006, that's what it was. Okay.
Jeez, you're just
Yeah,
way
so
off.
there you go. So, yeah.
Well, the main thing that killed, at least from what people said, the main thing that killed it was it started in the middle of Bartlett's.
Bartlett, yeah.
Yeah, during the middle of his
It
first.
starts in the beginning of his first year.
No, it's the middle of his first. It's the middle of his presidency.
Yeah.
Because in like 2 or 3 years is the election
Yeah.
in the show,
Yeah.
and then he's another 4 years.
Yeah.
And then they started with the next election with
Yes, Jimmy
Alan
Smits.
Alda and Jimmy Smits.
Jimmy Smits, yes.
And that's when it sort of,
The Jimmy Smits thing, I guess they're saying, didn't help. Like,
No.
that hurt the show.
yeah, it wasn't anything against Jimmy Smits or Alan Alda or
Yeah.
anything. It was just everyone liked,
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
first.
Yeah, it's
six,
kind of hard to
seven-
to follow Martin Sheen with
Yeah.
anybody. It's not.
Yeah.
But it was really good. It's a good show. I'll watch it again in 4 years.
Well,
a
I'll
good
have to
time.
check it out eventually.
Yeah.
It's on my radar.
Yeah.
I got to watch The Penguin now.
Me too.
'Cause it's
Claire's
over.
like, you need to watch this show.
I know. Well, Rocky's been
She's
saying
like,
it. I got to watch
She's
it.
like, I need to talk to you about it.
We
So
haven't watched anything in a while.
I'm starting
so
that tonight.
There you go.
I'll have it ready. I'll have it
I've-
done by next week.
I have town meetings. I will not be starting anything tonight.
Well, yeah. Well, I don't. So I will be.
All right. Anything else, Marcus?
Nothing else going on for me. What do you got there? You all right?
Gonna reach this.
Is it not centered?
No. Gonna use this.
Oh.
So we are gonna watch
I was like, what are you doing?
first reaction. My first reaction.
Your first, mine, the 7th. probably.
Mark's gonna pop it at the bottom.
Yes.
You can just pop it in the
Which,
bottom.
if you haven't seen it by now, then what kind of Marvel fan are you?
Hey.
Unless you're like Brian, who doesn't watch anything.
I'm
until
waiting. We're waiting for the pod.
We make him do things.
All right. Here is my live reaction.
Live reaction to the Marvel Thunderbolts asterisk
America's so
trailer.
big. You ever drive through Oklahoma? It's so flat.
This is Oklahoma.
You got a convoy approaching fast. Step on it.
I love the ancient limo.
Come on, baby.
Okay, a bit faster, please.
David Harbour is just amazing as Red Guardian.
Okay, don't worry.
Oh yeah. He's good.
Engaging, defensive.
Best part of
measures.
Black Widow.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
And the dynamic now between her and him is going to be the whole part of this movie. The embarrassed daughter.
Oh.
Is that Bucky?
It's a Winter Soldier. That guy is so cool.
That guy's so cool.
So I'm thinking they're going to go with the building, the team building part of the first part of the movie is going to be them like recruiting the team.
Yeah. Oh.
That's what I talk about.
That's not good.
How crazy is it to think of all the monumental fights that happened exactly here where you're standing?
I mean, the place wasn't cheap, but it's got good optics.
Look at you. You are all
They're in
so
Stark Tower. If you
adorable.
didn't get it. They're in Stark Tower. They're in Stark Tower.
Yeah.
If you got that.
Oh, is that where they are?
Yeah, yeah.
assignment is... Oh, wait, hang on. Assignment is complete.
So this-
What kind of super serum did you get?
I don't know, regular. Hydra.
Hydra. Oh, fancy.
Who is this old Santa?
The Red Guardian.
What? What?
Everyone here has done bad things. Shadow ops. Contract kills.
And you, former Red Room assassin. God only knows the blood on your hands.
Pretty ludicrous coming from the dime store Captain America.
I'll have you know, I was actually the official Captain America, so.
Yeah, for like 2 seconds.
I enjoy her nonchalant dynamic that she puts out, like her vibe.
Getting so tense in here.
So, theory is
No, hold on. Tell me after.
I'm Bob.
Bob is the Sentry.
We're just
Who?
tourists.
Sentry.
Oh, you think so?
Yes.
And we don't have purpose. You can't escape the past.
So you can either do something about it now, or live with it forever.
So what, we all just punch and shoot?
We are the Thunderbolts!
Can't call ourselves that.
Thank God.
The Thunderbolts. It's a cool name.
I feel like it's gonna end,
With them all agreeing to be the Thunderbolts.
or
Yeah.
maybe what if they change it to something else?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a fun trailer.
Yeah.
I'm excited for it.
Yeah.
I like it. It's a good team up, and I think it's finally paying off. We waited so long.
Yeah.
This stuff started back in like 2020.
Yeah. And the one thing we don't see in that, and we still haven't seen yet, is they mention Taskmaster, but you never hear Taskmaster or see their face.
No.
So we don't know if it's going to be the same person that was in Black Widow playing Taskmaster,
Yeah.
or if they're replacing Taskmaster with somebody else. That's the other thing.
No,
that's
it's
going
going
out
to be
there.
the same person. It's going to be that girl.
Yeah, they know, that I'm saying, but
I
you
think
don't.
they showed the person take the helmet
That's
off.
Ghost from Thor.
No, Ghost was in Ant-Man.
Ant-Man. That's
two.
right. Yeah, Ant-Man 2. Yeah.
Well, it doesn't matter. Taskmaster is that woman that was had her story explained during Black Widow.
Yes. Yeah.
But I mean, I think Thunderbolt. I mean, a lot of the characters were all great, and I think there's a good dynamic going on. And it looks, yeah. So they're in Stark Tower.
They're in Stark Tower. Yeah.
Oh well, we haven't seen
Avengers Tower.
We haven't
is what they
seen
call it.
Avengers Tower in a long time.
Yes. And then there's also rumors that it's going to be originally the Baxter Building in Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
Which, since it's a time travel thing, they get, like, the thought process is they are going to end up at the end of that somehow getting lost in time or something. And then that building's just there, and then Tony Stark buys it to... Or the spot that their building
Fantastic
was
Four takes place in the 60s or something.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's like the very beginning.
Because Tony Stark built that building in Iron Man, if I remember correctly.
I think he just owned it.
Okay.
I don't think we saw him build it, but it could have been built for him. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think on the spot that it was the Baxter Building or something is going to happen.
But yeah, that was a lot of fun. I am looking forward to that. Comes out Thunderbolts next summer.
Yes, May.
All right, they got time.
They do.
And I think if they continue to ride the wave of the success between Wolverine and Deadpool, the success that Agatha was actually really good and enjoyable.
Yeah.
And for the most part, everybody enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And then if Captain America, Brave New World comes out, and that's
February.
another win,
February.
I think they'll be
Well,
they'll
wait
be
to see
good.
the trailer. It's going to be if based off the trailer, it's going to be quite a win. Now, the one thing I'm interested to see if they're going to do is at the end of What If Season 2, they had an after credit scene where it's Red Guardian and Bucky in the limo or in a vehicle driving in the desert, very similar to the beginning of Thunderbolts.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if there's going to be a connection from What If to what's going on in Thunderbolts.
I mean, there is no connection because What If is its own thing.
No, but they do drop little things.
Well, they have parallels because they're retelling history.
Yeah, so that's I'm wondering if there's going to be some kind of like little tidbit in there.
Maybe.
But What If has got a lot of original actors this time playing
Their voices.
their voices.
characters,
Like
yeah.
Anthony Mackie's already signed on or just did his voice for Captain America. And
Well, the
bunch of
season
other-
1, they all did their voices
Yeah.
for the most part.
yeah.
Right? Yeah.
And the one character that they show from X-Men, Storm, is being voiced by the girl from the X-Men cartoon.
Yeah. Because that's all they got
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah,
Yeah, that
so,
makes sense.
Yeah.
Now, What If season 3? Is that the one?
Season 3 drops December 22nd. All
That's
8
it.
episodes.
And they're
Yeah,
ending it.
They're ending it. 8
Yeah.
episodes.
Maybe I'll just watch season 2 and season 3 then.
Yeah. It's worth it. They introduce a brand new hero in season 2, Kahore. She's an Indigenous American character. It actually takes place during the time of like John Smith in that era, and then it like she time travels through.
Sort of like, what's her name in Doctor Strange?
Yes. Yeah.
Was it America Chavez?
America Chavez. Yeah. Yeah.
Which is funny because that character came out we've not seen again in a lot of things.
Well, like Shang-Chi, we haven't seen or heard from them either.
Jeez,
There's a lot of characters floating out there that
they really screwed the pooch. I don't know what they were
seen
thinking.
or talked about since.
They're like, let's put all these great new characters.
There's even
and
a rumor
let's
that
just forget about them.
in one of the movies coming up soon, I can't remember which one, that Eternals make it like are brought up again finally. Like, I think it's Captain America.
Yeah.
The whole
the
thing
Celestial coming through
the Celestial that's
it's gonna be
sitting out,
brought.
and that's the thing. That's where like the bad guy's base is, basically.
Right. I'm like, geez, what were you guys doing? Okay, here we go. We're going into Captain America: Brave New World.
Yes.
Mark, in the magic of editing, we'll put the video right here.
Yes.
Here we go.
You asked for me. You asked for me. Here I am.
And this is a very bad to the bone trailer, by the way.
You want to help me? Is there anything you remember?
Oh, I remember him.
I love how they're doing like the Manchurian Candidate kind of situation.
President of the United States, Thaddeus Ross.
Whatever this is, Cap, be careful. Whatever this is, Cap, be careful. What do we know?
There were 5 shooters.
What do we know?
There were 5 shooters. Sir, this was a coordinated terrorist attack, sir.
I was a wartime general. Now I'm a wartime president.
He's an awesome replacement for William Hurt, by the way.
Let me fix it. Watch yourself. You're not Steve Rogers. Right. I'm not.
The suit. Got the
Wait for it.
helmet and everything.
I know. Looks nice.
It's pretty badass.
We're on the brink
And that's
of war.
the new
trust
Falcon. The guy that's with him.
Yeah.
Nothing about this feels right.
Captain America. You ever ask yourself,
Seth
Who's
freaking
playing?
Rollins.
Yes, I know. There he
That's him
is.
right there, yep.
There's Seth
Yeah, it's
Rollins.
good.
Pulling the
freaking Rollins.
strings on everything.
you're under arrest?
I don't want a variable out there that I can't control.
So the rumor is he's one of the serpents from the Serpent Society.
Captain America, caught without his wings.
You like to play dress up and blindly execute the state's orders.
Don't say I didn't warn you.
What if this is a trap?
You don't even know what this is.
Since when were they red?
You want me? Come and get me!
This is just ridiculousness.
Man, I'll have to say it's nice to have Hulk smash
Yes.
back because I think it's something.
Yeah, Smart Hulk got kind of ruined the
They ruined Hulk.
enjoyment of Hulk.
Yeah, I
Not that
mean,
it's ruined, but it's just like
they have to. Can they go back to that? But having a Red Hulk join the fray, I think, is actually more entertaining because
Yes.
you need the Hulk smash.
yeah.
We've kind of lost it.
But then
we
also-
have barbecue Hulk. He has
Then also,
barbecues now.
Then also opens up the World War Hulk
Yeah.
possibilities.
Well, they already kind of screwed the pooch in that one because Hulk during She-Hulk,
Scar. Yeah.
She-Hulk, he left off planet, came back, and he had his son with him.
Yeah, from
that's from that storyline.
Thor. Yeah.
From World Hulk.
Yeah.
He goes to this other planet, and then he has a
Yes.
son.
Yeah.
He shows up at the barbecue, and he's got his son with
Yeah.
his Hulk son with him.
Yes.
And he's like, "This is my son."
Scar.
Yeah, and it was just
Yeah.
like, what is going on?
Yeah.
Why are they mushing all these things?
Well, I mean,
together?
there's because they're going to change it up, and I think they're going to do World War Hulk as a on Earth situation between Red Hulk and Green Hulk.
I know. Now his son's there. What
Could
are they
that
gonna do
have
with guy?
this anything to do with the whole Hulk can only be a certain? Was it who has Hulk movies?
No,
Is it
Hulk's
Universal?
movies are now back to Marvel.
No,
But you still
Universal
can't do you still
Yeah,
can't
they
do a
can't do a
single
single
Hulk movie.
Universal
That's why
owns it.
there's a
Yeah, Universal. No, not Universal. Sony.
No, Universal.
Is Universal still on it?
yeah. I think it's
Sony doesn't.
and
own
that's
it.
that's why I think they're waiting to do
So that's
a
why they
World
bring
War
the Red
Hulk
Hulk
so
out,
they can
so that way they can
yeah
combine them two together and have
Right.
them in the movie together.
right. That's the whole issue. Is it's still that whole contract thing.
Gotcha.
That's what they're hoping to work it out, but I guess they never did.
Gotcha.
So that's why it's still
Needless
in.
to say, they just should have never even gone down that road during She-Hulk. They didn't need him to leave the planet. They didn't need him to come back with his son. They didn't need any of that. Like I just kind of felt like
Well, there's
they
a plan
were
to it.
shoehorned.
There's a plan to it.
Well, we'll see. I don't know. I don't really know.
Just because they didn't get.
Hey, they could always just go back in time.
They could always,
It's not like they haven't
retcon
done
it.
that
Yeah, they
before.
could always,
Back
they-
in
yeah.
time. Anyway, go back to this trailer. Good trailer.
Yes.
It was I like it's a little bit more grounded.
Yeah.
It's very reminiscent of Captain
Soldier.
America, Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
It's got that feel.
Yes.
So you have two Marvel movies coming out this coming year, that are
So
kind
far
of
that we know
opposite.
about, yeah.
They're opposite.
Yeah.
One's a little bit more fun, humor, and then you have one that's a little
Kind of
serious.
Suicide Squad-y.
Yes.
It's Marvel's version of Suicide Squad.
It really
basically.
is. Except they're not going to die.
Their heads don't get blown up. Yeah. They might die, but their heads don't explode. if they
But
don't
then
listen.
you have this one, which is more grounded, a little bit more serious.
Yes, and with Thunderbolts, there's rumors that they're gonna bring Norman Osborn as the poor guy that's been in the background doing all this stuff.
Really?
Yes, and they're rumor that
That's
Norman
rumor.
Osborn is going to be played by the one and only Matthew McConaughey.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah,
I hope that's not true.
I mean, it'd be interesting.
By Matthew McConaughey?
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah,
I don't know.
yeah.
I don't know. What are these rumors you hear? Where are you getting these rumors from?
Honestly, there's rumors
It's
online.
All right.
Online rumors.
All right. I have to look into it.
Just like they're saying in Doomsday, they might do the alternate heroes that we've been hearing about that have been rumored in other that were supposed to appear in Doctor Strange and such movies, like the Tom Cruise Iron Man and
That's all speculation.
all these
people
different
made up.
things. So saying, but there's rumors that they might pull those off this time in that movie because the first one's going to be more of the multiversal.
You know what I
thing
like
where
about
they're
these two
kinda hinting
trailers? No multiverse. I think
Well, they're
everyone's
kind of
over the
hinting at like
multiverse.
with Doctor Strange's character
Doctor Strange is the only one that can do
that
them.
he's gonna
jumping through
that he's gonna
time.
have to be that his mission is gonna be that he's gonna be rebuilding the Avengers of old, but with variant versions of said Avengers.
Yeah, we don't know. I mean, it's all rumor and speculation.
So
I
and that's
mean,
where he comes across Doctor Doom.
Doctor Strange 3.
Yeah,
We know at the end of Doctor Strange, he jumped in with what's her face.
Charlize Theron.
Yet again, another ending that has not paid off in forever.
Will they pay off? It'll happen. It's just they got to get there.
Yeah. So
Well,
if
Brian,
that
a lot
happened.
of this was delayed because of.
I know.
Don't
They-
say it because
no,
he gets
no.
mad when you say it.
No. Just the.
Not everything is because of COVID, bro.
No,
Come on.
not
It was
even
a writer's
COVID.
strike.
The things don't.
You had the
I'm not
writer,
even- I'm not even
director's
saying
strike.
that.
I
It was-
understand.
There was. It
Oh,
was
when
the whole
Josh
thing.
says it, you understand.
No.
I've been saying it for 3 years. You're like, bro, you know, you
We're
can't blame
over.
everything on
No,
COVID.
We're over COVID.
it has nothing to do with COVID. It has everything to do with Disney. Even said it. They were pushing too much out at once.
Oh, I know. We talked about
And
that.
now you're in the recycle of
Yes. Yeah.
But
catching
now,
up with all that stuff.
I feel like now we need the payoffs for all the setups.
Well, that's what I
and
mean
there's
is-
way too many setups. I'll tell you
But
that much.
that's the
Yes.
problem is they set up
Way
multiple
too much.
things,
Let a plate spin in it.
Because-
and then
if you
they
will.
realized they had too many plates
At
spinning.
the end of the Eternals, they
Yeah.
set up Thanos' brother, played by
Harry Styles.
Harry Styles,
in Eternals.
not paid
Yeah.
off. And please, I hope it's never paid off. I don't really care about Harry Styles playing
Star
Thanos'
Fox
brother.
or whatever, Firefox.
Yeah, I don't even care.
Yeah.
Like,
But that's what I mean
dumb.
is there was too many
dumbest thing.
storylines
I mean, it kinda
going
makes
at
sense, though,
once.
'cause that was in the comic book. He was like the
Yeah.
clean cut version of Thanos.
It just
Like Bob's supposed to be Sentry, and that's like their super.
Yeah, that's- yeah.
Superman.
well, if Bob's Sentry, that'd be cool.
Marvel
And
Superman,
then there's
so-
also the other rumor coming out of the next Spider-Man of
which Tom Holland announced on
Tom Holland is
Jimmy
part of
Fallon
it.
that he's happening. That's
Yeah,
happening.
Yeah.
Spider-Man 4.
They're
but
starting
he's
to film
actually
next
like a
year.
writing producer too.
Yeah.
But I mean, Spider-Man 4 has got to, like the thing is, those movies come out quick because they're very profitable.
But there's also a rumor that they're going to be introducing Miles Morales.
Yes.
That was a thing that
So
Kevin Feige said at this event.
Well,
yeah, was that at the
that
yeah? It
they're
was at
gonna-
Brazil.
After the Sony multiverse movies are done, Spider-Verse movies are done, they will then bring live-action Miles Morales into the MCU.
yeah, I think he's going to come out of the
Spider-Man 4 probably will be where he appears
Yeah.
first.
because we still have part 2 of the Spider-Man Across the Universe.
Yes.
And obviously, they've crossed between real life in those movies and animated. And they could easily
Yes.
take
So I feel like they could
Miles
do a thing
right from there into the
that
live
Miles
action.
can then become
Yeah.
live action.
I think we're on the tail end of the multiverse stuff. I think obviously Doctor Strange, the next Doctor Strange movie, could finish it off.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you, seeing these two movies just take place in a normal time, and we don't have to worry about multiverses, makes me very happy.
But that at least helps wrap up all these multiple storylines,
Right.
and adding in the Avengers, Fantastic Four, X-Men. You could go, okay,
Right.
Loki pulled everything together, and that's why we're in the situation we're in now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think like a lot of fans are kind of over multiverse. I mean, honestly, I'm speaking just for me here. It's just like, okay, we've had our fun. We got to bring it back a little bit, because now it's like we have turned everybody's expectations way too high, and if they don't get it, they're so disappointed. So I feel like we need to have grounded storytelling again.
Well,
Because
I think
those moments there's got to be a reason they got to pay off. And I feel like when Spider-Man 3 happened, that moment was huge because it'd never been done before. Then Deadpool and Wolverine happened. It was big because everybody wanted it. But I feel like they're going to run it into the ground. They got to bring it back and make those moments
Well, that's what I mean. Is
special.
I think they realized that with the Kang stuff and Ant-Man,
Yes.
and they realized that they were doing too much stuff and
Too much. You
So
got to bring it in.
overloading the system.
Buckle your belts because Marvel's gonna turn on the fire hose starting in January.
Well, we know that.
Oh yeah, we discussed that last
We
show.
discussed it
Yeah,
last
your
time.
Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man animated series comes out in January,
Yeah, but it's animated.
end of January. Then Captain America is February.
Yeah.
And then you have a couple months of reprieve. You don't. You have Daredevil comes out March 4th.
Which is the only show I'm looking forward to.
And then right after that, you have you have a month to wait till Thunderbolts in May.
Okay. Looking forward to the movies.
And then Ironheart series is in June.
Skip for me.
And then in July is Fantastic Four First Steps.
Oh, that's coming out this coming year?
Coming year.
That's going to be big.
And then an animated series, Eyes of Wakanda, comes out in August.
Yeah, I'll skip it.
And then Marvel Zombies animated series comes out in October.
I'll skip it.
And then a live-action series, Wonder Man, comes out in December.
Yeah.
I'll skip it.
But
the
Ironheart, Brian,
it's going to be
the
a lot
Ironheart
of
is going to get you your Armor Wars.
Oh, no.
Because
they put the kibosh on Armor Wars.
No, but that's going to get you into that storyline.
No, they canceled it.
I know they canceled it when they were going to do it, but now they're resetting it back up again.
Well,
because one of the rumors is to get to Norman Osborn.
Yeah.
You need to start Armor Wars.
Yeah.
Because Norman Osborn would be there to pick up the pieces.
Yeah.
And then start his thing.
Yeah.
Well,
and Norman Osborn appears in the Spider-Man cartoon for the first time, the first MCU version of Norman Osborn.
Well, the cartoon
doesn't take place in continuity. It doesn't take
Right.
place in MCU continuity, but takes place in an alternate universe of the MCU. And there's a possibility, like they're just saying that there might be a continuity thing of it being one of the universes, because Doctor Strange is also listed as a character in the show.
Yeah.
That our Doctor Strange might be visiting that universe, and that would be the connection to the bigger universe.
But I'm sure the cartoon is just going to be its own thing, because you don't want to give people homework again. See, they're going to fall back into the same old trap. You can't make people have to watch a billion things to understand a movie.
I don't think you have to do it. I don't think they're going to do it that way.
But that's why I'm skipping the cartoons, because I don't care.
I think it's going to be tidbits. Like, you'll have little bits of things that you can glean from.
Yes.
That you can pick that little part out.
Yeah. They kind of sort of did that.
That's how that's connected.
Yeah. They kind of sort of did that with 97.
You have to watch this whole show to get to understand.
I know. I think that's what a lot of people got turned off. It just became too much.
Unlike Ahsoka, where you have to watch to understand what's going on, or at least to get a little bio on what happened in the other shows.
And that's going to start the whole thing with the Star Wars shows.
Yes.
Because you're getting Skeleton Crew, Andor's coming back.
Yes.
What else? There's something else.
I'm just going to watch Andor.
And then they're already discussing the next trilogy.
Yeah. That's not going to happen. I
no,
bet you $100
it is happening.
It's not going to happen.
Brian, it is happening.
I bet you $100.
It might not be what the rumors are, but there'll be another.
They have now.
There'll be another Star Wars trilogy.
They have now
of some sort.
I think we're in an article. It might have been 16 said projects that have all not happened.
Yes.
And the fact that they're saying they're doing another trilogy, give it a couple months. You're going to hear the writer's gone, the director's gone. Like, I don't believe anything you're saying.
The crazy part of the thing is the fact that that Rogue Squadron show is still floating out there.
It's gone.
No, Patty Jenkins is still working.
No, it's canceled.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. Look it up.
No,
it's not. It's not listed as canceled.
They just announced it at the
Brian,
D23.
That's what I'm saying, Brian, is a lot of these things that were canceled
are now back.
Are now active again.
No,
this is active.
Look it up.
The ancient Jedi show has been reactivated.
Yeah.
The trilogy's been reactivated with Rain Johnson.
Rain Johnson's got
what's his face?
No.
Brian, this is new stuff.
No, you're wrong about the Rain Johnson thing.
No, I'm not.
It's the guy from X-Men. That is in the news right now.
For one of the movies.
No, for the trilogy.
No.
Yes.
There's multiple trilogies.
Those
are canceled. Those are not happening.
No,
like Taika Waititi's working on a
not
movie.
happening.
No, they just announced it at the D23.
No, it was Brian.
Where?
This stuff was announced at D23 Brazil.
D23. I'm going to look it up. None of those are happening.
All right, hold on. Star Wars movies happening. Star Wars.
They announced the guy from the X-Men is doing a trilogy. That's what they announced.
All right, this is from IGN right here.
Give it to me.
This was from updated November 11th, 2024.
All right, give it to me.
All right, so scrolling.
This guy from the X-Men doing it.
All right, for those keeping track, here's the full lineup of upcoming Star Wars movies and TV shows.
Yes.
Star Wars Skeleton Crew TV series starts in December.
Yes.
Andor Season 2 comes out April 22nd, 2025.
Yes.
Star Wars Ahsoka Season 2 in development.
Okay.
Mando and Grogu movie, May 22nd, 2026.
Yeah.
Taika Waititi's Star Wars movie in development.
It's not going to happen, but go on.
James Mangold's Dawn of the Jedi movie in development.
That's the
guy
Ancient
from-
Jedi.
That's the guy from X-Men that did Logan.
No.
James Mangold's the guy that did Logan.
It's a different person who's doing the
No,
trilogy.
I'm saying, but that's the guy
Mangold did Logan, but
Yeah,
he's
I'm
not. But that's not who
In
I'm talking
development.
about. In development, but it's not going to happen. Go on.
All right.
Brian,
Say that, but
you
it's
can't
still
say
happening.
it's not going to
not
happen
gonna
when they're
Dave
announcing that
Filoni's
they're happening.
Mandoverse New Republic movie in development.
Oh god, it's not going to happen. Go on.
Shamir Abdon Shinoy's New Jedi Order movie.
Yeah.
That's the Rey continuum.
That's the Ray trilogy.
Rey continuum in
okay.
development.
Okay, in development.
Simon Kingberg's Star Wars trilogy
There you
in
go.
development.
Yeah, but that's a separate.
Star Wars Rogue Squadron movie.
Right.
Status unknown.
Status unknown.
But it was mentioned this week past at the thing.
Uh-huh.
Mandalorian season 4, The Book of Boba Fett season 2. No, that's not happening.
No.
So things presumed.
No, but that would be
Rangers
that.
of
I
the
think
New
that's the
Republic
movie.
TV series.
Yeah.
That's
Mark,
presumed canceled.
I think the Book of Boba Fett and Mandalorian is the movie. That's what that
season,
means.
Yeah, that's what status unknown. But I think that's the thing. The Lando movie, status unknown. Jay Dillard, Matt Owens movie, presumed canceled. Rain Johnson's Star Wars trilogy, presumed canceled.
Yes.
Kevin Feige's Star Wars movie, canceled.
Yes.
David Benahoff and D.B. Wise's Star Wars movies. That's the
Canceled.
guys from
Game of Thrones. Canceled.
So
I have listen until they show me a trailer. The only thing that's coming out Star Wars in the big screen is Grogu and Mandalorian.
So,
but that's what I
here's the
mean,
thing.
Brian.
So here's the thing.
A lot
that
of things are
happened at Star Wars
planned.
Celebration 2023. This is from there, but then also just recently updated. Disney has confirmed again that Thor Ragnarok's Taika Waititi has been tapped to direct a live-action Star Wars movie
Okay, but nothing is in production.
in development.
We didn't say it was in
We didn't say it's in
production. We're
production,
saying
it's in development.
But
It
I
means
don't
he's
think-
writing a script. Someone's writing a script
Maybe.
somewhere.
I doubt we'll see it. Though.
That's all it means. Is someone's
Go
out there
on.
writing a script.
Yeah.
Also announced that same thing in there said is still happening is the James Mangold First Jedi Knights movie.
yeah, that's the origin of the
Set roughly
Jedi.
25,000 years before the other films.
I just have a hard time because they have a bad track record right now. Anytime they announce something, nothing happens.
Oh, I know, but
Director
the ancient
Marvel,
one does seem interesting because that might go into Ancient Mandalorian as
well,
well.
the Charmin Obad Chinoy is the director of Mrs. Marvel show.
Mm-hmm.
It's the first Star Wars film set after the events of Rise of Skywalker. That's
That
what
one has
she's
been
working
put
on.
on ice though right now.
In development, it says right
It's
here.
in development, but it's not like
You
nothing's
can't
happening with it.
Well,
The
I
only
mean,
things
someone's
that
working on a script
aren't
somewhere.
being done are the ones that have no information.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
If
just
they're
saying.
actually working on it, that means there's a possibility that they're coming out.
Okay,
Yeah.
we haven't had a Star Wars movie since 2019. And since then, they have constantly just said these people are doing projects, but nothing has happened. So I don't know what's going on. The
Well, I
guy
think-
from the X-Men has been
I-
tapped to do the next trilogy.
I do think,
Yes.
Brian, a lot of stuff changed with Acolyte. And they're
Well, no, this is
they
before
went
the
into
Acolyte.
Before
redevelopment.
that, I think it's just the fact that the thing is, it's just it's not. It's harder to get things greenlit now than it used to be in the Star Wars universe. Like it used to be, you put Star Wars on it, we'll put it out. I think, like Josh is saying, with the massive disappointment of the Acolyte,
Well,
that
just,
it makes it more of a speed bump to be like, oh hey, it's just a Star Wars thing.
it's not.
Let's just put it out.
It's not also just Acolyte though, because not everything Star Wars has put out has been home runs.
Yeah, but
And
they've
I
also
think
turned
they
everything
realize that.
over to Dave Filoni is like now the
No.
George Lucas of
Kathleen
Star
Kennedy's
Wars.
still in charge. Dave Filoni is the person that's going to be
in content, in
the-
charge of content.
he's the one they go to for references.
Yes, so I'm saying, but like he's like it has to go through him first before it gets to Kathleen.
But
Kennedy.
they have to. I don't know what they have to do. Personally, I'm kind of over the shows Star Wars wise. I don't care anymore.
I also don't think like
the
there's-
shows are just
the thought
not
process
that great.
like Disney's just not going to do anything with Star Wars is just naive.
Oh, of course
Like
they're going to do
gonna
something. in
keep
Star
trying to
Wars.
find ways to get, like they already promoting on Disney Plus with a new Disney Plus trailer they put out, like a new like clone trooper show cartoon that takes place after Bad Batch.
Listen, I think Star Wars is still going to continue.
Yeah.
But I think for me, I like Star Wars on the big screen. And I think the next home run is going to be the Mandalorian movie.
Oh, yeah.
No doubt.
Yeah.
It has to.
Yeah.
If that movie comes out and does well, they're going to have to rethink it and go, we got to do a good, solid trilogy.
But if you think about that, okay, so if that movie's coming out in 2026, that means...
It's a while.
But that means next year you're going to need another Ahsoka season 2 to happen before that happens.
Why? It has nothing to do with it, really.
It is. That's like the whole thing of it. Is
no, Ahsoka
Thrawn
showed
is the
up,
big bad of this whole movie.
Yeah, but Ahsoka, I mean, the Mandalorian's going to have its own thing.
Yeah, but they're going to have to. There's going to have to be some connection.
You need some
universe.
connection.
Well, Ahsoka season 2 is not even in production.
I know. So that's what I'm saying.
So
there have to be other things happening
Mandalorian,
after.
for me, for someone who just like the Mandalorian, works when it's just the Mandalorian.
Yeah.
So I feel like you don't need to tie in anything. I just feel like you just don't. And I think the ratings for these shows got worse and worse because I think people they really messed it up because they should have season 3 Mandalorian should have been what they ended with season 2. People were going, "Oh, Mandalorian." No, you have to go watch Book of Boba Fett for some reason to find the continuation of that. It was very weird.
Yeah.
And I kind of feel like that might have burned some people because you're like, wait a minute. I love Mandalorian. Now I got to watch this show that isn't so good. And then season 3 was just kind of
Yeah.
So like, it was just kind of like, what are you doing?
The main problem is...
I don't know. I just feel it's a little weird.
That was the thinking along the lines of WandaVision, Agatha All Along, and all that stuff where you didn't have...
Continue the story.
It was a way to
like
continue the
spin-offs.
story without having it
It's making
on a show.
spin-offs. That's
I
what you're
know,
trying
but
to
I
do.
feel
You're trying to like...
Book of Boba Fett was exciting because it was just going to be about him. But then when they were like, let's tie in the Mandalorian stuff into there, it was a nice surprise.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it really made season 3 Mandalorian very weak.
Yeah.
Because it really didn't, it went a completely different direction. I just thought it just got too intertwined and too convoluted. So you kind of like, you have to bring it back. And I think the movie needs to be really good.
The other problem was they wanted Mandalorian to cover Mandalorians.
Yeah.
It just so happened that it got overtaken by Din Djarin and Grogu.
Well, I think Grogu took over.
But no, but that's what I'm saying is
kind of just...
but the Star Wars people wanted Mandalorian to be an overarching show, not just about one Mandalorian.
Well, I think the other thing too is it's just that like, I'll be honest, like, I'm of the ilk of you put Star Wars on it, I'll watch it. I don't care because I just love Star Wars.
Except for the Acolyte.
Well, even that I fought through it, but I mean,
that was the worst.
Yeah, but I mean, it's like I think we're, like you said, 2019 was the last Star Wars movie in the theater.
It's been a long time.
Like, we're due for another. Like, I'm ready for it to come back.
Me too.
Like, I'm ready to, like, I think we've had the gap of time, like you've said before, that you need to have.
You need to miss it.
Like, I miss it. Like, I need Star Wars back in my life again.
I need good Star Wars in the theater.
Yes.
And I think the Mandalorian can deliver. I really do. For me, this is my opinion, I'm just burnt out on watching mediocre stuff.
Yeah.
I want good stuff. Now, Andor, which everyone has said is amazing.
It is.
The problem was Andor, it came after Obi-Wan.
Some bad things.
And I was just...
Which even though, like, to be quite honest,
I was burnt out.
Like,
I didn't care.
went and rewatched Obi-Wan again.
I liked Obi-Wan.
Not that long ago.
Oh.
And it's not as bad as I think we thought it was. I think it was just...
It's just so
I think it was just
blasé.
a thing of there was...
it got caught up.
So much ill will towards Star Wars at the time.
Well,
that I think it got wrapped into that.
It was dumb because they do this weird thing. They bait and switch you. Okay, it's a show about Obi-Wan. But then all of a sudden, it's a show about that general who wants revenge.
Yeah.
Then we know
the side characters took over.
The side characters become the
like
top billing.
All we really wanted to see was Obi-Wan and Darth Vader fight again, and them solve their thing. We don't need the extra people.
It could have been like.
And then at the very
half an
end,
hour.
we just need the Qui-Gon Jinn thing. We wanted that to happen.
Right.
Like, we didn't need all the ancillary.
No,
other
it was just
storyline
weighed
stuff.
the story down. I thought, and then also it was very bizarre to have him leave the person he's supposed to be watching to go look for Princess Leia, who supposedly he's never met before, but all of a sudden now he saved her.
Yeah.
And from a comical, she was running away from Flea from the Red Hot Chili Peppers. It was so dumb.
Yeah.
It was just so bizarre.
Yeah.
It had good moments.
It
I
did.
will admit.
It had its good spots.
But it was just kind of like, why was this made? I was just kind of like, eh. And then Andor come out, and I'm like, I need a minute. I need a hot minute away from Star Wars.
Whereas Andor is like more Star Wars than Obi-Wan was.
You know, for most people, you know, I hear how good it is, but most people say it's the best thing since the original trilogy.
Yeah.
And they say it makes all the other shows look like child's
Yes.
play.
Yes. Which it does.
So, I do want to watch Andor, and since season 2's coming out, I'll watch season 1, go into season 2.
And it kind of sucks. Like them, kind of like wish Rogue One hadn't come out yet.
Because you know where it's going.
Because I know he's gonna he dies.
Yeah.
So there's no.
But
like, this
that's the
leads up
problem.
that
with
is my
prequels. That's the
one
problem.
question is
like this leads
how
up
much
to that
longer
movie.
of an Andor series can we have?
Well, this
This
is
is
it.
the last season.
Is this the last one?
This is the last thing.
Yeah.
It ends. Season 2 ends with him
Meeting up with.
going off to do the Rogue One.
Okay.
Right. So listen,
or the mission that he comes back from in Rogue One. He's going.
Right.
He's like ends that. That's how it ends.
I think we're at a point in time that we've all discussed this a million times over. I think Star Wars now means different things to different people. You can get different things from it. I can get different things from it. We all get different things from it. But
well, I think there's also the thing.
I think it's got to be good.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to say. I think that's the difference.
We can all agree Acolyte was awful.
It doesn't matter if yes, we all agree Acolyte was terrible.
Yeah.
But if you put out good product,
people will show up.
People won't have to miss it to like wait for it to come back.
Right.
Like Marvel, even though stuff hasn't been great, like we just watched 2 trailers and ready to see more Marvel.
Right.
It's because the stuff's even though it's not great, it's not bad.
The secret was though, we only had one Marvel, and it was the biggest one of the year.
Yeah.
And I feel like these corporations.
And it wasn't even really Marvel. It was like outside Marvel.
Well, it's still part of the
Marvel
MCU
adjacent.
now. But I think what corporations miss is you can't just throw this shit at us constantly because we're going to get sick of it quick.
Yeah.
You have to dole it out slowly. I think George Lucas was like, hey, I'm doing your trilogy. You're going to get one every 2 years. You're going to look forward to the next one.
Yeah.
Disney's like, we're making a new trilogy.
Well,
You're going to get one
I
every
don't
2
think,
years.
like-
But we're going to shove a Star Wars movie in between those.
I think in his,
But you
in his
can't
ultimate brain,
blame
I don't-
Disney either.
I don't think George
I
Lucas
blame
also
Disney.
No,
like-
because you can't, because this is George Lucas's plan at the start.
No, I blame Disney because.
But this is George Lucas's book.
No,
He's
no,
the one
no.
who set
You're
up
not,
half
you're
of
not,
this.
You're not get what I'm saying.
He's saying
what
that-
I'm saying
yeah.
is okay. As the saying goes,
They went quantity over quality.
yeah. If you're like, hey, we're giving you a trilogy, you're gonna get it every 2 years, and you're gonna love it. Okay, great.
Yeah.
I'm excited. But then every other year, you're gonna get another Star Wars movie. Now, by Solo, when Solo came out, first of all, big mistake. They put it out in the middle of summer, not Christmas time. Kind of felt like Christmas was becoming Star Wars time.
Yes.
And it bombed. It underperformed. And the problem
Which is depressing
was
because it wasn't a terrible movie.
it wasn't terrible. But the thing is, they need to space things out to make people
I'll
miss
admit,
it.
I own a Solo T-shirt.
Well, I own the movie.
Yeah,
I've
well, you
watched
own
it a few
everything.
times.
Yeah, you own everything.
But-
You're that weird guy that still buys hard media.
But it's still
Get your DVD of Wolverine and Deadpool this week.
my point is, when you love something, you can't.
DVDs.
If I love Chinese food, I can't eat it every night. I have it every couple months, and I love it.
Well, why would you do that to yourself? That's just a bad idea.
That's what I'm trying to say.
It's like if,
Marvel was just
It's
shoving.
like if you had Costco pizza every night.
Yeah, Marvel was just shoving content down our throats.
Just
and
shoving
people
Costco pizza
rejected
slices
it,
down your throat.
Rejected it
And
because it was not good.
Trapped in the bathroom. They were just trapped in the bathroom.
I'm trying to make a point. I'm just saying, like, you need to make people miss something. Star Wars, if they're gonna go back to the theater, it's gotta kick butt. It's been long enough.
Kind of like Dungeons and Dragons.
Yes.
Oh, wait, I said it out loud.
What? We play every 6 weeks, so
Yeah,
you
I don't miss it.
by 6
enough.
weeks, I look forward to it. But if we played every other week, then it'd be too much. I'm just saying, like, for Star Wars to succeed, they
Everything
gotta get
in moderation, Brian. That's what you're trying to say.
Always in moderation.
Always in moderation. That's the moral of the story, kids.
Moderation.
For this week's show.
Moderation.
Moderation.
Am I wrong?
I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just trying to wrap it up because this has gone off the rails. We were supposed to wrap the show up with the 2 trailers, and we've been on half an hour of just talking about.
I'll say this though. I'm a little bit nervous. There is a lot of Marvel content coming out next year.
But the Marvel movies that are coming out
are
all going to be
2
gangbusters.
We're
There's
getting
3
2
of them.
What was the 3rd movie?
Fantastic Four.
Oh yeah! Wow. Yeah.
That's
Okay.
July.
That's
so February, May, July.
Okay.
The usual
3 movies. This is. I'll say this. 2025 is
the year of Marvel.
We will see. Put an asterisk next to that because this is kind of like.
I will take the asterisk off of it and say by the end of next year, write this down somewhere, Joshua or anybody. End of next year, we're going to be all saying Marvel is right back where it was.
Listen, I want to say that. What I'm saying is these 3 movies have to be stellar, and I hope they are.
I don't see any reason why they wouldn't be, just off these trailers we've seen so far.
Well, we haven't seen one for Fantastic Four yet.
No, but it's got Pedro Pascal in it, and he's done no wrong. So
I understand. I'm just saying this is the year that can Marvel go back to the days of the old?
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Is the theater, are we as consumers ready to go back there and have it? These movies have to hit critically and with the audience. And if they do that, I think they're back on the upswing.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
These movies also start our path to doomsday.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because that's next year. Not next year, but the year after.
Year after.
2026.
Right.
So
we'll see where that goes.
These movies are leading to
doomsday. Yeah.
So, I'm assuming we'll start seeing after credit scenes or in movie portions that involve that buildup.
I mean, on the TV side of things, Daredevil's the only thing I'm going to watch unless something blows everybody out of the water and tells me I should watch it. But other than that, Daredevil's the one.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
I'm just taking stuff in moderation, and I'm more selective on the TV side because Disney Plus is hit or miss.
Yeah.
They haven't been consistent.
Yeah.
They're getting there.
Yeah.
But it's, got to win me back.
Yeah.
Got to win me back. That's all.
That's right. Hey,
Agatha was good. Agatha
was really good.
So,
busy weekend.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff going on. Brian's a busy boy.
Oh boy.
He's gonna be an exhausted boy next week on the show.
Check me out Saturday. I'll be wrestling. Brian the Bathroom Breaker.
Bathroom Destroyer.
Bathroom Destroyer. You do the People's
the
Plunger.
BBD. The BBD. We'll call you
BBD.
Brian Bathroom Destroyer Kazaska.
I'm coming to your toilet.
This Saturday in Enfield.
Coming to your home to wreck your bathroom, brother.
I got lactose intolerance, and that's gonna let it run wild on you.
I didn't take my pill today.
I didn't take my pill, and I've had 2 slices of Costco pizza. You ready for that kind of thunder?
Oh my God! So I'd wrestle somebody, and they would bring a Costco pizza, and they'd shove it in my mouth. That would be my kryptonite.
Kryptonite.
Yeah.
They just wave it in front of you. No, I can't.
No, they just just mush it in my face, make me eat it, and then I just poop my pants.
Yeah, and that's how they win.
That's how they win.
You just run out of the ring. You just run out of the ring holding your butt.
Yeah, holding my butt. Oh!
I can't believe you do that to me. You know how I am with cheese.
Oh, God. I think I'm going to talk to those guys. We're going to do it.
I'm sure they'll book that instantly.
They will. They will book that so quick.
Man, that guy from that podcast that no one listens to or watches.
Right.
We really got to get that on the show. Really got to get that booked.
We got to get him booked on here.
Like the guys, I'm not a TikTok person.
No.
So I don't know any of the people from TikTok. I guess there's this boom guy that has kids. that like do like boom, and that's like their thing.
He wrestled in AEW.
He's wrestling on AEW at like their pay-per-view.
He's an independent wrestler.
Yeah.
Oh, he said
And he has
He's got like things that like boom.
they talk about him on Pat McAfee.
Yeah.
And it's we got the boom.
We got the boom.
It's like a whole
It's
like
a
dance
dumb
thing. And he's got his
boy. Like him and his
it's
two kids
him and
do.
his son, and then I don't know if it's his nephew.
Something he calls himself. Big
One of them
Justice.
is Little Costco.
Yeah.
So it's a whole like internet.
Yeah.
But like
That the whole world I'm not part
sports
of.
players are following along with it because it's a stupid little like whole dance thing, and so.
But anyway, so so very similar to that. So see, maybe you can get booked on a wrestling show because
All right.
have one catchphrase that people think is or you think's interesting. I don't know, no one else does. But anyways, stay tuned for all that, and also don't forget. Besides Saturday at Blitzkrieg, Sunday, see Brian at the Army Navy show, the Army Navy Club in Manchester, the Manchester Toy and Collectibles show from 10 to 3, correct?
10 to 5.
10 to 5. Wow, really? 10 to 5?
Yes, we've talked about
That
this.
was 10 to 4.
10
on
to
the flyer.
5.
Oh, whichever. So if you're not doing anything this weekend, you can follow Brian, and I'm sure he'll be posting on his social medias.
Oh yeah,
because he's a social media maven.
You know it. I'm always on
Yes.
socials. I'm
We'll be
all
back
the socials.
next week with a lot more. We have Equilibrium TV to talk about next week.
Oh yeah.
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 Filming 2 episodes of Equilibrium TV next week.
We are recording things.
Yes, I got to start writing. All right,
Oh,
we'll be
boy.
back with all that and more next week. As always, be safe, be well, be kind.
Rewind. See you next week.
Bye, everybody. Night, Rocky.
Good night, Bobby.
Bye, Bobby. See you, Howard.
On tonight.